Broadcasting live from the heart of the Duke
Take a break, everybody. It's just the intro.
For a great afternoon of sports entertainment talk.
You know it's on 30-second delay because of you.
Yeah,
you never know what I'm going to say. Now I got to sneeze.
Whether it's the latest blockbuster trade or the societal impact of sports, two men on with your hosts, Van Nunley and Fred Slow, with producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
It's Wednesday, Albuquerque. You know what that means? Well, that means that Pete Rose once admitted in court to a sexual relationship with a 14-year-old when he was in his 30s. That's what that means.
Welcome to the Hall of Fame, creep.
Oh, my gosh. Steve Palmisano joins us live from the Duke store. Steven, welcome.
How's it going, fellas?
Good. I've been on one.
I'm sorry I missed yesterday's show.
Well, you can catch it posthumously on the Spotify, the iTunes, the Apple Podcast, which is the same as iTunes, anywhere else that you grab your pods.
Sweet.
The 2 Men on Pod.
Did you have fun yesterday?
I got fired up.
Did you?
Yeah, and none of it mattered to Isaiah, who's back at the studio. Isaiah.
How you fellas doing?
Thank you. None of it mattered to Isaiah until it was all backed up by Josh Sushan, who he considers an authority in the world of baseball, as opposed to my hate-filled always energy that I bring to everything.
What was Josh's take?
My take, but
same.
Yeah, presented more articulately.
He didn't say samesies.
Yeah.
Said same.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Sushan that passionate since that walk-off home run a couple weeks ago. He hates Pete Rose worse than us, and I am here for it.
Yeah. Hates Pete Rose.
He could play baseball.
Josh Sushan, I think he was good.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know about
he had some news. Yeah. He had he peaked early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a mid-level fastball. He had a good 12-6. Would leave it hanging at occasions. He was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the Omar Vizquel of the Bay Area Little League.
Nice.
How do you feel about that reference?
I kind of just...
Was it Omar Vizquel ever in Albuquerque Duke?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Jose Vizcaíno was.
Boom.
Okay.
Shout out to Jose.
I would say that's close enough to me. Pete Crow Armstrong had a ball touch 108.
What?
Throwing or hitting?
Throwing.
Oh, okay. That's really good.
When was that?
Oh, never mind. It was hitting. I'm just trying to bring you some energy, Steve. I'm just seeing what direction you want to go today on the program.
Wherever you want to go.
I feel like you want to drive me right into a wall. That's the energy you bring me.
No. I haven't seen you for a week. No, that's not true.
Well, is it because
I saw you right before the second anniversary birthday bash for Duke City Championship Wrestling?
It was a pretty good little night.
Was it good?
It went very well.
Did Hobo Hank win?
Always does.
Yeah, baby.
Well, not always.
He has lost.
I've seen
you
him
have
lose.
to. You
Yeah,
have
that's
to
when I quit
cheat.
going.
Only way to dethrone Hobo Hank is through tomfoolery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or set him up with stable employment and a roof over his head.
I think he lost like twice in a row, and after the second time, I'm like, I'm not gonna
Never
do
again.
this. I can't do this. It's too much.
Well, who flip-flops more, you on Duke City Championship Wrestling or Rob Manfred on his stances? He's the worst.
That was an interesting call yesterday, wasn't
Now,
it?
hold on. Don't segue out of Pete Crow Armstrong this
All
fast.
right, go ahead.
Because I got some fun facts
All
for you.
right, give it to me.
Pete Crow Armstrong's
Yes.
real-life mom is Ashley Crow. This may not register to everyone,
All right.
but she is a absolutely fantastic actress. But she has some baseball ties, as she was Billy Haywood's mom in Little Big League. She was Billy Haywood's mom in Little Big League and Pete Crow Armstrong's mom in real life. That is awesome.
Why do you know this?
I know stuff, dude.
Name one other thing that she has been in.
Heroes.
I don't know what that is, but I'm going to believe you.
It's a TV show about, you'll never guess, heroes.
Who
That was
does
a science fiction TV show, I think.
Yes, because there's not heroes in real life.
Correct.
Superheroes. There's regular heroes.
Yeah, ones that don't wear capes.
Sometimes.
Also, villains can wear capes. So I'm not 100% sure where that analogy is coming from.
Yeah.
But capes, I do not think are specific to intent.
You know who else wears capes? Dukes. Like the Duke of Albuquerque.
Correct.
Where the Albuquerque Dukes got their name from.
Steve, has there ever been an Albuquerque Duke designed with a cape? Or an Albuquerque Duke cape?
Yeah, let's get one of those.
Actually, somebody came in one time who they had a cape.
CAME.
They had a cape that was worn by Jarek, can probably remind me of this, but they back in Tingley Field.
Okay.
The customer of the day or something, they would put the cape on
Like the
them.
fan of the day?
Fan of the day. Fan of the night.
And they would be anointed.
And they had this cape apparently that they look legit.
Like a one-time use poncho thing? Or was it like you were supposed to return it?
I don't know. I'll find out during the break.
Because I have an opinion on if I want to wear a community cape. And I don't.
It depends on who's worn it.
Like a communal cape?
Well, they probably, they probably washed it in between the games.
We don't.
Probably not.
We know clubhouse managers.
Come on.
Like,
Come
we are
on.
very aware that this cape did not, in fact, get
But
washed.
this is back in the 60s, 70s, 80s.
You didn't just throw the cape in the wash with
Everybody
Tommy
was
Lasorda's
cleaner.
pants.
People were cleaner back then.
You separated the cape and the sliding shorts.
People were not cleaner.
Oh, they weren't?
Do you remember free love and all that?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That wasn't just the price of love.
Do you remember free love?
No, I was a product of it.
Yeah.
I was born in the 80s. I don't know why. It's a little bit of a reach there.
Yeah.
The practitioner at the clinic knows I'm into
1969.
free love.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was referring to.
Mm-hmm.
So would you guys rather lean towards more hate for Pete Rose or lean towards how weird and legacy ruined Rob Manfred is? Because I'll go.
We do both.
No, I don't. It's Manfred. He's created this whole issue. So just let it lie.
I'm going to say.
I mean, if he was going to do it, at least give the guy, a couple years for him to see if he's going to get in. Why do it now?
Like, if Manfred's going to get in the Hall of Fame?
No, Pete Rose.
Well, he's had plenty of years.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
what you should have done is say, hey, we're going to announce, and it's December of 2027, the next time that the Legacy Committee or whatever it's called, that they meet to go over this. He should have said, hey, by December 2027, we're going to decide if. Because nothing matters until then.
Yeah.
And then you can take the pulse of everyone and everything. And then after you see this outcry, because it's been, I think, almost complete
so wait a second.
resistance.
Why take a pulse? The people don't vote on Hall of Famers.
Yeah, but they vote on public opinion.
Yeah. After
No, they
now, we
don't.
should start. Because as a populace, we're fantastic with elections.
I'm into this.
Just saying, it's like that doesn't matter. I mean, he can try and make it a PR campaign, I guess, but it hasn't ever mattered before to them who they put in, what the people thought.
Well, I disagree.
For the most part.
Yeah. Well, I would say that's reasons why Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds and those guys aren't in, because there's public.
The public doesn't have a vote, do they?
Well, no, but there's still a perception, right? So there's these, and I always use the word loser, and people hate that,
Mm-hmm.
but there are these loser baseball writers. Sanctity of the game, this, that, the other thing. I don't think any of these people are going to vote these guys in, anyways, unless Major League Baseball makes them do it the way that the Dallas Mavericks win the first overall draft pick, so that Major League Baseball can make a grip of money off Shoeless Joe Jackson and Pete Rose into the
Yeah.
Hall of Fame. I think that's the plan. It's not
Shoeless Joe
altruistic.
Jackson was framed.
No, he was.
I would
Get
buy
him
his
in.
jersey.
Same. But Pete Rose, who do I have to email? Who do I have to call to
Hey.
make sure Pete Rose doesn't get in?
A couple gangsters bought his jersey one time for $5,000, and he threw the World Series.
I think I have some bats and some balls signed by Pete Rose. So if he gets in, I could sell him better for a higher price.
Do you know how many of those things he signed?
Oh, God, the market is flooded with his signature.
Did you also stand in the parking lot at MGM?
No, this is well before that.
Oh, this is
I
before.
didn't even go to the mall to get his signature.
Would you
wherever
mail it
that
to him?
was. No, this was back in the day.
Dear Pete, my name is Steve Palmisano, and
Nope.
I play first base
Nope.
for the Albuquerque Dodgers
Actually,
Little
my
League.
dad had him.
And my dad, Steve Sr., encouraged me to write to you a letter. And as a fan of you, Mr. Hustle, I ask
Charlie.
that you autograph this ball and this glove and send it back to me.
No gloves.
Just these, yeah. Please
bat.
autograph my balls. What is it?
Bat.
All right. Please autograph my bat and balls
Mhm.
and send it back to me at my address, Steve Lane at whatever, Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I will forever be your biggest fan. Signed, Stevie Jr.
If you could authenticate and carbon date a Pete Rose signature,
Yeah.
and if it was signed before the gambling and underage kid stuff, it'd got to be worth way more.
That's when it was.
Okay, see,
Yeah.
Steve's in the right
If
here.
if 14-year-old Steve sent a letter to Pete Rose would go, "Dang it, it's a boy."
Oh, is it Stevie? Like
Yeah,
with
like
an
Nick?
IE?
Yeah. Are you a
Yeah.
member of Fleetwood Mac?
Yeah. Is your mom 14 and a half?
Yes. Gosh. Dear Hit King, my name is Stevie Palmisano. I know you were banned from the sport for betting on baseball as the
Do
manager
you know how many
of
letters like that he probably got?
the Cincinnati Reds. I'm a young Rob Manfred, and one day I will clear your name. Oh. A person's time on the permanently ineligible list ends at his or her death. Okay.
So he didn't make the decision. It just happened.
This seems like interpretation stuff. This seems like legalese.
So Shoeless Joe should have been eligible a long time ago.
So he died in 51. 51. That's before Einstein died.
That's before they created the Legacy Committee.
Is that what it's called? Legacy Committee?
That's what you said.
See, I was just kind of naming it. I didn't really know.
I'm unsure as well.
Contributors Committee, Classic Committee. It's something of that nature. So there you go. Lifetime ban means lifetime. This is like whenever you get electrocuted in prison and you don't die and then you can sue.
Classic Baseball Era Committee.
Say it again.
Classic?
Yeah.
Number
I said
number
classic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then baseball,
All right.
then era,
Yep.
and then committee.
CBEC.
The Quebec.
Well, now you know. I don't know what the analogy is for that, CBEC, but the way you said it makes more sense.
The Quebec.
Now you know.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of guests today. We're going to have a lot of fun with them. Kenny Thomas joins us after the break. We're going to talk about his new radio show. It is on weekends here at the Sports Fan. You can catch it Saturday mornings. That's going to be a lot of fun. Todd Brown's going to join us. He is the coach of the UNM baseball team. Mountain West tournament is about to start.
Yeah.
That's going to be great. Will Ashby is going to join us here. Is that correct?
Yes.
Will Ashby.
In-sort.
Now, he was the Mountain West Player of the Week for the Lobos last week. Is that right? Did I get that right?
Yes. 2 weeks.
2 weeks ago? Some
Yeah.
weeks ago?
If I'm concerned, every week.
He's on a heater is what he is.
Yes.
He is also an NIL athlete for the Albuquerque Dukes. So wildly excited to have he on. And then obviously Josh Sushan joins us at 6 o'clock as we hand off to Ice Stopes Baseball. We're live from the Duke store. If you come down, it's 10% off. Is it everything, Steve?
Sure.
Everything. 95.9 FM and AM 610. Live from the Duke store, the sports animal.
This report brought
2 Men On. We are live at the Albuquerque Duke store. We got a special guest with us. Kenny Thomas is here. Kenny, welcome.
Hey, what's up, fellas? Thanks for having me, man. Slide on in here.
Excited to have you with us. Steve Palmisano is still with us as well here at the Duke store. Everyone, I think everyone listening, either if they're not, my nephew's in town, so he's learning. But Kenny,
where's he from?
St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So Kenny Thomas is UNM, all everything, NBA, all everything, and now all talk show everything. Kenny, welcome.
Oh, I'm blessed, man. This is a great opportunity. I've been to the Lake of the Ozarks just to let you know.
That's okay. He's trying to get his St. Louis credit in real quick.
Yeah, I got to get that in, man. I got some people. One of my good friends lives out there that's involved in turf, so. I just want to say thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. The Lake of the Ozarks is the bachelor party.
He's married.
Capital of the Midwest. That's the one. Kenny Thomas, you got a new show coming up on the weekends. Tell us about it.
Well, I mean, it's unfiltered with Kenny Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those things to where I was a little tied down a little bit with the call-in show, the Lobos Live call-in show, which is cool, which got me started. But now I'm trying to be like you guys, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to add a different presence, bring my personality to radio. I was blessed to be able to I was blessed to be able to do NBC Sports live TV for 2 years for the Sacramento King pregame, halftime, postgame show. So I feel like that kind of helped me, but this is going to be one of those things. It's going to be, between me and Zay, we're going to figure out the programming and figure out guests and different things like that. Friends that I have in the NBA, NFL, and politicians and just different people, and creating different segments and bringing awareness to different things. So it's like, it's basketball. I mean, not basketball. It is basketball, but it's like sports and life. See what happens.
Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas is already up and available for you at sportsanimалabq.com. You go there, check out what exists, find their social media links for the program, and become a friend of their show if you are a friend of ours.
So you get to work with Zay, our producer. So you should be in mostly good hands here.
Yeah. But I mean, I listen to you guys. Actually, I listen to Jeff and JJ. I've learned from both shows. Just being able to be the better person when it comes to media and getting the word out. And Zay, we've connected because he's filling in for JJ a little bit.
Sure.
On the opening drive, and there was some chemistry there. So I was like, yeah, what's up, man? So we're gonna build this out and see what happens. And I'm really interested in seeing what we can do. And yeah, I'm excited. But I want to tell you, thank you for having me.
Oh, sure. Thanks for
your store.
Yeah, thanks for coming by. I appreciate that. I was going to tell you, you'd probably be ready to talk Cowboys and Lakers if Zay is going to be producing the show.
Oh, that's
I mean, he finds a way to weave that into everything.
I told him I need to talk to Michael Cooper. You know,
that's
something I got to pull off. I need to talk to Michael Cooper one of these times.
That's my guy.
I'm super stoked.
Yeah, he's called in a couple times to the call-in show. He's actually, I have a golf tournament September 6th at Isleta. He came last year. He's looking at bringing Norm Nixon. He's probably looking at bringing some more Lakers. Dwight Hicks, who's a 49er, good friend of mine, looking at bringing some more Niners. I have some Lobo players that I played with. But yeah, I will have Michael Cooper on and some of these other guys. And
yeah, and Kenny is, everyone who listens to this show knows who my idol is. And, Kenny's profile picture is him with Kobe. So, I mean, there's tons of questions and stories that I want to ask about that I strategically haven't asked yet that I'm prepared to ask on air. So that's going to be something that I'm excited to dig into.
Like, I mean, just putting Kenny's personal social media out there like that, Isaiah.
That'll
Kenny
boy.
Thomas NBA.
That'll boy. Zay producing.
So 10 a.m. on Saturdays. So
Yes.
going live at 10 a.m. Phone lines will be open.
Yes.
So those excited about reaching out, we'll be able to. You talked a lot about the format, which is individuals you've met through your journey in professional sports and entertainment, and then making that connection here with the Albuquerque area. Is it an hour? Is it 2 hours? Kind of give us an idea.
Great question, man. It's from 10 to 12, actually. It's going to be live. Call in, actually, to the same number that's going across the clicker right there.
505-246-0610?
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go.
The same number. It's just one of those things, man, just being able to expand and grow. And I'm trying to be a talent on the air like you guys, and just being able to have a voice. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. And it's just a matter of just building out the content and kind of going from there. But the nice thing about it is it will be uploaded on all the different streaming aspects when it comes to the podcast. So that's going to be cool. And then we're going to be taking some clips, obviously, like you guys do from your show, advertising and promoting them and different things like that. So, yeah.
Well, thanks for the kind words, first off, but that's a low bar to step over.
Better than
and you're very tall. It's easy to step over this low bar.
You talking about height, obviously, but this is a big dude right here. Just let you know, you're yourself.
And I'm just a normal size person.
You guys have been doing your show now for how many years?
Here in this market, we are in our 5th year.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Man. I would love to be able to get to 5.
Well,
so I'm trying to get to next month.
Yeah. You're talking about career direction. Do you think you'll ever get to the point, Kenny Thomas, who's joining us, do you think you'll ever get to the point where you no longer identify as a basketball player? Do you think you'll identify as a talk show host?
No, I mean, it's one of those things it's never going to go away.
Yeah.
That's how I'm able to be here with you guys, actually, right? From the standpoint of being able to have a voice and create an identity when it comes to radio and media, right? Obviously, live TV is a different thing, but I see myself doing this for a while. Right now, I have 3 shows with the 3rd one coming this weekend, but being able to work with Jeff and you guys, man, it's an honor, and I'm just trying to be here and see what I can cook up, man, with this young man right here on the screen and see what happens. He's gonna have to throw a lot of lobs to me.
Just like who was the main point guard that was throwing lobs for Lobos?
Are you kidding? Oh, Lobos.
Yeah, Lobos.
You catching a lot of lobs here with the Lobos?
I was going to say Lobos because I know the local people would instantly, could hit the nostalgia if they remember who your point guard was.
Man, I have multiple. I didn't play with Greg Brown. It
98.
was David Gibson, who's going to be at the golf tournament as well.
My first guy.
Royce Only was the wild child, so a lot of those things came from him.
Greg was before you, right?
Yeah, Greg was before me.
That's right.
Oh yeah, the late Greg Brown was before me. Rest in peace. But yeah, man, I had some great point guards over the years, and playing with the Lobos, I had a variety of different mixes. Obviously, if you followed me back in 95, my 95, 96, those 2 years, my freshman and rookie year, those are probably the most stacked teams that I had when it came to depth. And I wasn't supposed to be playing the 5, man. I played the 5 my whole career in college. I was supposed to be like more of a 3-4 because I was shooting the ball in college, but I was able to capitalize and take advantage of the bigger guys guarding me. So even though I had like 2-3 guys on me the whole time. But a lot
of friends of the show just said, "What do you mean Kenny wasn't the point guard?" That's what that's what they just said.
That's the only thing I didn't do is bring up the ball. That's probably the only thing I probably didn't do.
Well, now you have it. There's a lot of talent here on the Sports Animal. You can catch it Monday through Friday as Kenny joins the opening drive with Jeff and JJ. Obviously, Lobo Talk, which is in a little bit of moratorium because it's not football or basketball season right now, but that will be back. And then, of course, Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Is there replay on Sunday or no?
There's no replay on Sunday.
Okay, so out and available for the podcast consumption immediately following the airing.
Yes, which we would be letting everybody know during the show. Obviously, it will be aired after to where you can go get it and stream it or whatnot, and kind of go from there and just build it out and see what happens.
There you have it. Kenny Thomas, thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. I thought about calling in, but I'm like, no, it's too impersonal.
This is the Duke's.
Yeah.
It's always better face to face.
And then you got somebody Lake of the Ozarks back here, but just saying.
Also, no offense to our next guest who's calling in, Todd Brown, the coach of the UNM Lobo baseball team, will join us after the break. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Welcome back to 2 Men On, where Van needs to invest in a straw. We're live from the Duke store. We're talking baseball because it's the best dang thing on the whole dang planet. Todd Brown joins us. He's the coach of your UNM Lobo baseball team. Todd, welcome.
He disconnected, so we're going to get him back.
Oh, okay. Safe at home. Out. What's the baseball analogy here?
The AT&T tossed him.
Who's AT&T?
They would be the umpire in this situation.
Okay, I like that one.
Yeah, thank you.
Steve, you want to do what we call filler in the industry?
Yeah. What would you like to talk about?
Lobos host Fresno State for the final regular season series.
Yeah. They can win the conference.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
They're good at baseball.
They've it felt like they kind of turned it on in the second half of the season.
Yeah. We should broadcast live from that tailgate they're doing tomorrow.
The man himself is here.
Welcome back to the program, or I guess for the first time, depending on when it disconnected. Coach of your UNM Lobo baseball team, Todd Brown. Todd, welcome.
Thanks for having me on, guys. How's it going?
We are doing well, my friend. It has been too long since we have connected, but you've been busy winning a ton of games, a chance at the conference. Talk to us about how big this week is.
Well, it's really, really big, and you could kind of see this coming maybe a month ago if we did our own part. And, kind of backtrack a little bit, we had to go on the road back-to-back weekends. And when that schedule first came out, you could circle that 3 games at San Diego State, 3 games at Air Force, back-to-back weekends, and then finish with 3 at Fresno at home. You just kind of circle those 6 in a row road games as saying, all right, we got to find a way to survive that. And we did by sweeping San Diego State and going 1-2 at Air Force. But you look at it and say, hey, you go 4-2 in those 6 games all on the road. We felt like that was still pretty good. And then now we're in position. Doesn't mean that we're going to get it done, but we're in position. We have to win 2 out of 3 to be the 1 or the 2 seed, guaranteed. If we lose the series, we're going to be the 3 seed, which has to play on Wednesday, a play-in game, which is not good news. And then if you win 2 out of 3 or more, you have a chance to be the 1 seed. And so there's a lot on the line, and hopefully we come out ready to play.
How good of a feeling is it when you fill out your lineup and you just got a bunch of dudes hitting over 300 and you could put them in any order you absolutely want?
Yeah, it's comforting. I think one of the things that I really like is we have 6. A lot of times we have 6 left-handed hitters against a right-handed pitcher, with some guys that hit right-handed sandwiched in between them, so we don't stack too many lefties in a row. Like Ott and McAllister both hit right-handed, have a bunch of home runs that are breaking up all those lefties. It's fun, it's exciting, and I tell you what, when all 9 of them are on, it is something fun to watch because the ball's flying, these guys flying around the bases, hitting a lot of doubles, hitting a lot of home runs, putting pressure on teams on the bases. It's fun to watch.
Hey, Coach, it's Steve. Was wondering about the seniors in this in your squad there. Were they kind of the leaders of this team here in the kind of second half surge that you guys have experienced?
Yeah, it's interesting. On the first day of school in August, we had 15 seniors. Then the new Pavia rule comes out, and 7 of these guys can come back. So we're still honoring these guys as seniors, but 7 of these guys can return, which is great news for us because there's a lot of really good players in this class. But you're right. The leadership out of these guys, showing guys the work habits, the early work, the late work, how to survive tough innings and tough situations, handling off the field stuff. These guys have meant a lot. And certainly I think Will Ashby is going to be on your show today. He's been the ringleader, a lot of that. He got off to a slow start early in the season, but I tell you what, the last month he's been hot, and his play has really elevated play around him, and that's why we're in this position.
Awesome.
New Mexico hasn't won the Mountain West pennant since 2017. That was under Coach Ray Birmingham. So this could be a first-time experience, not just for you, Coach, but for literally every player on the squad. Talk to us. Are they wide-eyed, or do they recognize how significant this opportunity is over these final 3 games here at home?
I think they realize. I think we're going to have a great crowd. I encourage as many people. We got free parking, free admission. We got a tailgate. We've got food going on. We're expecting a great crowd tomorrow night, 6 p.m. first pitch. And we need Lobo fans. We need that. And I really feel like our guys are going to respond very well to a good crowd. They get behind us, cheer, make it tough for the opposing team to pitch in, especially in big situations. We need that boost because let's be honest, you can look at our schedule. We went to Fresno State 6 weeks ago or whenever it was, and they tore us up pretty good. They struck us out a bunch. They scored a bunch of runs off of us, and they dominated us. So we're going to need as much help as we can to encourage as many people to come out on Thursday night at 6.
Tailgate tomorrow starts at 5. Lemonade truck, Chicano dogs, fun games. The first pitches, everything involved with that. First pitch is at 6 o'clock, and then Friday the boys are off. Saturday it is a noon start. That is senior day, so go out there if you want to celebrate the seniors. And then first pitch is at 2 p.m. I got that wrong. 2 p.m. on Friday, and then 12 p.m. on Saturday. No game on Sunday. Van.
Fred, let me reiterate this to Lobo fan out there, baseball fan, and Lobo supporter in general. Free admission.
Yeah.
Free parking.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Tailgate. It is the place to be this weekend. Go out, support your boys. Coach, what do the Lobos have to do to win this series and take that momentum into the Mountain West Baseball Championship?
Yeah, one of the things that you look back at our season, and obviously I haven't been kicked out this year, so that's good. So I've seen every pitch, and on both sides of the ball. We have to get off to a good start, and I know that's easy to say and easy to recognize, but it really comes down to some momentum. And the key for us is we've got to get to their starting pitching. We can't let their starting pitching go 6, 7, 8 innings. We have to turn over their pitching staff and get into their bullpen. And that's going to be the key. Is their pitching staff is the best pitching staff in our league, and we're the number 1 hitting team in our league. And so we need to be able to put some pressure and knock their pitchers around. If we're struggling to score runs, it could be a long weekend for us. And then obviously from the pitching staff wise is we've got to get our starters into the middle of the game so that we don't use our bullpen too early, too fast, because at some point in time, it comes back to bite you later in the series. When you use your bullpen too early in the game, you run out of gas somewhere in these 3-game sets. And so it really comes down to we need to get off to a good start and put a lot of pressure on them and get to their pitching staff.
How's it looking in the tournament? If you can look forward to that, does it matter which seed you are playing for? Or?
It's huge. This is the first year of this format, so this is new for a lot of fans. We're at a neutral site. We're at Sloan Park where we opened our season this year. So it's in the main stadium, Chicago Cubs spring training site there in Mesa.
Spot.
And so it's a great field, great venue. We beat Austin Peay on opening day there. And so we're excited to be back. And, kind of at the time we're saying we want to win our first game of the season here, and we want to dogpile on this field in May. So we have that opportunity. But the difference is it's a 16 tournament, but 3, 6, 4, 5 play on Wednesday. The loser goes home. The 2 winners of those games now join 1 and 2 for a 4-team double elimination tournament starting on Thursday. Yeah. And so the difference between the 1 seed and the 2 seed versus the 3 through 6 is huge because you don't have to play a play-in game. And if you lose, you go home. If you're the 1 or the 2 seed, You're playing a team that just won the day before, so they used probably their best pitcher, and you get to start a double elimination tournament. So you can stub your toe and still not get sent home until your second loss. So, and we have to win 2 out of 3. Whoever wins 2 out of 3 this weekend will be at least the 2 seed with a chance to be the 1 seed, depending on how Nevada does on the road at San Jose State.
Todd Brown is with us. We are talking the end of the at least at home part of the Lobos baseball season. That is this upcoming week in Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then off to the Mountain West tournament immediately following the season. Should be a lot of fun. Coach, the Lobos are victorious if they do what over the weekend?
Score a bunch of runs. We need to hit. You can see us at Air Force, 7,000 feet. We lost 5-4. We had bases loaded multiple times, didn't get the big hit. That's going to be the difference in our game. If we continue to pitch like we've been pitching and defend, we need to put on an offensive show. We're leading the country in batting average. We're up there in a bunch of different categories. We need our offense to explode this weekend.
Does Josh McAllister even look at the third base coach, or is he just going every time?
I don't think he looks at me very much. The good news is that guy, he has a spring in his step. He can steal bases. He can go first or third on anybody. He's got some juice in the bat with a bunch of doubles, bunch of home runs. And I was telling somebody earlier, one of the keys has been he can play second base, shortstop, third base at a high level. So it gives us flexibility for late inning moves. His ability to play those 3 spots really gives us an opportunity to put our best fielders and our best hitters into the lineup.
Todd, thank you so much.
I have one last question.
Oh, Steve's got one more.
Hey, that when you said the Pavia rule, is that a nationwide term or just a term around here?
I don't know if – well, actually, I do know. I see it on Twitter all the time, or X. So that's what people are referring it to, because he's the one that started it.
Right.
And he's the one that won the case, which basically turned 7 of our 15 seniors from seniors to juniors.
Yeah.
And what has to happen is you have to be in your 4th year in college. And then if you had JUCO in your background, so you take a Khalil Walker, junior college, UNM, and now he's in his 4th year of college, 2nd year at UNM. Because of this ruling, he now becomes a junior this year, and he has another year of eligibility.
Yeah. And
then we do have some seniors that this is their 5th year in college with junior college in their background. They do not qualify.
Oh.
And Will Ashby is in his 6th year of college with junior college in his background. He does not qualify. It's the 4th year with junior college in their background that get the 5th year. And 7 of our guys qualify. And as far as I can see around the country, everybody's kind of looking at it as the Pavia rule.
That's crazy.
And he just happens to be from Albuquerque.
Yep.
And he went to high school about a mile away from my house. So
send him a thank you card, I guess.
It's sweet that he's supporting Lobo
That's right.
athletics from afar. I'm a big fan of this. Coach Brown, thank you so much.
Good luck.
Thanks, guys, for having me on. Look forward to a great weekend, and thanks for the support, and hope to see you at the ballpark.
Also, I'm not a guy who jinxes anything, but that whole mentioning that you've never been ejected, we're just going to pretend like that didn't happen.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Early in my career, I was good for 2 or 3 a season, but now, what's really helped is replay.
Huh. Oh, yeah,
because
good point.
Now, there's no, why go out there and slobbering and, cussing and getting mad and getting thrown out for a guy missing the call? You just do the earmuffs and just say, hey, go look at it on the monitor. So that is really taking a lot of the arguments away from coach umpire, player umpire, that sort of thing, because you can challenge it. And so we have the replay system now for the first year. And so, but that it doesn't help on balls and strikes. Sometimes I get mad about those.
Coach, what I heard is if they're down 1 late this year, he's getting ejected.
That's what I
for
heard,
sure.
Yeah. Coach, you're the best. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All
Where
right.
we get back from the break, we continue from the Albuquerque Duke store. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. 2 men on. We're wrapping up the 4 o'clock hour here at the Albuquerque Duke store. Steve Palmisano is with us. Steven,
What's happening, Fred?
excited for the next segment is Will Ashby is going to join us on the program. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Stud.
Yeah.
Finally, some talent.
Right.
Finally. Big thank you to Todd Brown, who just joined us, talking about what the team needs to do, saying all the correct things. And I'm going to really try to get Will to put some billboard material out there. That's my plan. Just is it chalkboard, whiteboard. What's it called? Not billboard. Billboard.
Instagram.
Oh yeah.
It used to be chalkboard material,
Yeah.
but no one has a
No
chalkboard
one has a
anymore.
chalkboard
Yeah.
anymore.
They died with the phone book.
Yeah.
Digital material.
Speaking of phones, that's why everyone's bored all the time. Just constantly getting that dopamine hit, constantly getting entertained all the time.
I use actual dope.
You want to go to the game tomorrow night?
You know I do.
Yeah, let's go after the show.
You know I do.
We should have broadcast live from there. We still have time. Let's try to figure it out.
I can dig it.
I want to do it sitting next to Rob Portnoy during the play-by-play.
Nothing can shake that man. Not even us two.
You'd go up in the press box and do that.
Yeah, I think so.
How
How
about
about
a nice little terrace area out there by
C&M.
no on the other side. Yeah.
that's what Van and I should do. We should show up, sit up a little table in front of the press box, and do a faux play-by-play of the game.
Right.
As idiots.
Yeah.
With Steve Palmisano.
Yeah, I'll be there.
So you mean normally, just normal.
Yeah, we can be there. Just listen to Portnoy and then repeat it.
Speaking of a repeat, that's me at the beer trailer when I go to a UNM baseball game.
Mm-hmm. The tall boys there, Steve.
Yeah. And you know, they have longer innings sometimes with the Lobos because of the altitude.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go multiple times in an inning. Like, I'm that guy.
You're going altitude. I'm going talent.
Because of talent and
Yeah.
altitude.
Because the wind blowing out.
Yeah.
Right?
Will Ashby joins us after the break. Bet he hits a home run on this one, too.
Yeah.
It's 2 men on 95.9 FM and AM 610. Hey, Sports Animal.
sports animal.
Welcome back to 2 Men On, where we're at the Albuquerque Duke store, and Will Ashby's with us. Will, welcome.
Yeah.
I put that microphone in front of your mouth. So it's like stepping
closer.
into the box.
Yeah? Is this better?
Figure it out.
Dig in there.
What do you, hey, like really overextend on
like this.
You got to full manipulator right into your lip.
Okay.
Omnidirectional.
Boom.
How's this?
There you go.
Hey, Will's here.
Thanks for having me.
Let's go. Excited to have you here at the Duke store. But you were kind of already here before you got here, huh?
I was.
I mean, because there's a sick Will Ashby shirt you can buy here at the Duke store.
Yep.
Who took all these pictures of you on this shirt?
We have people to do that, but it came out pretty good.
You're like, definitely not my mom, okay?
No, definitely not my mom. She would not get pictures that good.
So does everyone in your family have one of those already?
Everyone in my family.
That's awesome.
Every single one of them.
How come in all these pictures you have a different beard or haircut? You just like
I have a different one right now too than all of them. I just kind of go with what feels good. Like if I'm hitting good and the beard's there, then the beard stays. If I'm hitting good and the goatee's there, the goatee stays.
So, friends of the show, it's the shirt says Will Ashby, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like candid photos of you playing the game of baseball. Now, were you allowed to vet these photos? Was it based primarily off bicep size? Like, what was the evaluator on getting the shirt done?
I definitely got a collection of pictures, and I was like, okay, I like this one, and I like this one, and I think I'm gonna go with this one too.
Yeah.
And I just picked the best ones that I thought would make a good shirt. And honestly, I sent them all to Steve, and then he picked out the best ones out of the best ones. So
yeah.
it's a combination of me thinking they were the best, and then Steve doing his thing.
Well, he's a pet guy, I can tell. Like you're looking good in these.
Thank you.
All right, so we got our Will Ashby shirt here.
So how did this relationship start in between you and the Duke's team store? Did Steve reach out? Did he just slide into your DMs on Instagram?
No, actually,
and say,
I slid in his DMs.
Hey-o.
So,
that's hot.
So last year, one of the leaders of the team, Chase Weisenborn, he's a local guy. He was telling me about some companies that he really likes in Albuquerque, and he mentioned the Dukes as one of them. And so then I checked out the store for the first time, and I was like, wow, this is pretty sweet. And I liked everything that Steve was doing. So in the summer, I was kind of looking for a company to work with, primarily for a shirt or a sweatshirt or something. And Steve was the first person I thought of. And I talked to Chase again before I reached out, and he said, yeah, you should definitely do that. I think he'd be the perfect person for it. So that's what I did. I DM'd him on Instagram, and that got the relationship started. Yeah. He was on board right away, and we made something really cool, I think. So,
well, and obviously, like, not to put the shirt over more, but it's a super cool shirt. But it definitely feels very like West Coasty. It feels like, because you're like a Bay Area kid, right? You're like a Sacktown kid.
Yes, sir.
So like bringing like that kind of style like down here to the Southwest and incorporating like the colors and layout. So yeah, this thing is a 10 out of 10 piece. So
hard agree.
Van, who carries around an autograph marker because he is the weirdest human being I've ever met.
Dude, I sign a lot of autographs. Back up.
All right. So you're gonna sign this bad boy for us on air.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So,
Will, not me.
Yeah, not so all right. So Will Ashby signing his custom Albuquerque Dukes Lobos collab here live on the program. He's got a pro signature. I should have tested it on the tablecloth first. We screwed up the deal.
There is only one more shirt too, so that's the next to last one.
Here we go. Is that going to dry all right?
Yeah, let me blow on it. That's what Van said.
I am kidding. There are plenty of other shirts here, and you should come down and get one.
That's right.
At the Duke's team store, and it would be 10% off while we're here.
That's what you should do with this. Fred had a good idea. You should have people sign this this tablecloth.
Oh no, we have to wash it way too often. Oh no, we're in way too many bars to not wash this thing.
Do you want this to smell like Howie's? That's how you get
does
things
smell like Howie's.
Will Ashby's with us. Normally he's patrolling the outfield for your New Mexico Lobos. He's going to be doing that over the course of the next 3 days as they wrap up the season with a chance at the pennant, which is crazy here in the Mountain West. Talk to us a little bit, friend, about how important the end of the year is. Talk about how important it is to finish strong and start the Mountain West tournament.
It's huge to finish strong. And we kind of started off the season slowly, which obviously isn't great. But if you're going to start or play slowly at any time, the beginning of the season is the time to do it. So we started off a little slow, and we started to find our lineup, and we started to find our pitching staff and our defense and offense combination. And we kind of got into the stretch of the season and just started playing out of our minds. Like 1 through 9 in the lineup have been hitting really well. Our pitching staff has come together tremendously, since the beginning of the season, and we have been rolling. We've had a tough last 2 weeks on the road, and played really well in that stretch. So we're back at home for this final series with everything on the line, us against the people that we want to be against in this situation, the other team that's fighting for this opportunity in this spot.
The team you got to beat. That's
the team you got to beat. Yeah. So we feel confident and we feel good in everything that we've done throughout the season to get us to this point.
Exactly 1 week from today, May 21st through 24th. It's at Sloan Park, which of course is in Mesa.
Mm-hmm.
That is the spring training facility, well, for a bunch of teams, but the Diamondbacks and all those little squads play over there.
Chicago Cubs.
That's the Cubbies.
Oh, okay.
That's Cubbies home.
And then they will be aired right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. So you can catch all the pitches all week long, and that'll be brought to you by Rob Portnoy. You did his podcast yesterday?
I did.
Pretty good.
It was awesome. We had a good talk. We talked for like 20 minutes, had a good little heart to heart. No, we had a good conversation, and we talked about the team and where we're at right now, and how we feel going into the next 2 weeks. So
yeah. Well, the next 2 weeks kind of change your life, right? Because baseball, this is it. This is the end of the collegiate career, and your time at UNM over too?
Yep. This is my last year.
So graduated and on to the next steps in life. Is baseball part of the next steps of your life?
We'll see. We'll see how everything goes after this season. After you don't really know those type of things until the summer, so last year was a similar thing. And nothing ended up working out last year. So I came back here, great situation. And we'll see what happens in July.
I mean, you always play better when you got a packed crowd, right?
Definitely.
And to help you guys, there's free admission, free parking, free tailgate this weekend. Tell the friends of the show why they need to come out and support you.
It'll be baseball like you've never seen before. I mean, we play super offensive baseball. There's a lot of runs. There's a lot of homers, extra base hits. It's fun to watch our games. And they're competitive. This is a competitive team that we're playing in the exact situation that you want to be watching a game in. It's going to be like a playoff type situation all weekend long, and no game is going to be easy. So you should come out if you like watching competitive baseball and you like watching runs scored and homers and doubles. It's going to be fun.
And if you like look and fly, stop by the Albuquerque Duke store, get a Will Ashby shirt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Then show up. There you go. Now, Steve, there are, how many are over there? There's a couple.
There's plenty.
All right, there's some.
Yeah.
So you're saying there could be an entire cheering section, is what you're saying?
Well, with those who already have it, then the new people.
Yeah,
for sure.
Now, what are the rules on cutting the sleeves off? Will, are you pro? Like if I get another one non-autographed, like I show up it's a sunny day. I'm trying to show up and show out.
That could be a vibe. If you got the guns to support it, I don't see why not.
Okay, yeah, I'm pro gun. You, Van, you pro gun?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, the heartbeat of America.
My guns.
Yeah.
I'm talking about my biceps.
Oh, absolutely not. Keep the sleeves on.
All right.
Yeah.
My bad on that. Will Ashby's with us, plays outfield for the. Were you at center field tomorrow?
Right field.
Right field tomorrow.
Yep.
Where's the sun at 5 o'clock? I'm trying to do this in my head.
It'll be tough.
Okay, it'll be tough.
But that's another advantage of being right fielder at UNM. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
So their right fielder's not going to have a lot of fun. I'll be fine.
So what's your a real flat bill? Is it eye black? Like what's your how are you gonna approach this thing?
No, you just know how the wind's playing. You know exactly where the sun is. So when at a certain time the sun's going to be in right behind the batter and the ball's going to go right into it. But we have enough experience that we know how the ball is going to play. So I have all the confidence in the world.
You wear glasses out there?
I do. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah,
or else you'd be blind.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got the flips, or you keep them down all the time? What are you rocking out there?
I just keep them down in the field, and then I hit with them off because I just trust my eyes more. Like it's hard to hit with glasses on.
When you're in the dugout, when you're in the locker room, who's the guy on the team that's bringing the energy, and who's the guy that's keeping you grounded?
Justin Still was the first name that comes to mind. He's always on the aux in the locker room, and anywhere else we are across the country. And he's always keeping the vibes up in the dugout, in the locker room. Before the game.
Is auxiliary chord, Steve.
Yeah, he's playing the music for us, and he
Gotcha.
does a great job at that. And just keeps he's our hype man. He really does a good job at just keeping us competitive, keeping our energy up, and yeah.
Does everybody have sorry?
Yeah. And then when you get too high, who's the teammate? It's like, hey, bring it back in a little bit. Let's focus, boys.
That's a good question.
Everybody's just bringing the heat.
I promise you, it's not a reliever like this first example.
No, I think a few of us experienced guys are the ones that know that the game is never over, especially in Albuquerque. If we're up by 9 runs in the 9th inning, the game's not over. So we have to play every single out. You can't take a single pitch off. And so we all know that. And especially the guys that, like I said, have experience. We're just the ones constantly reminding the teammates that we need to be level-headed and keep coming at them.
So you mentioned the music. Do you guys have walkout songs?
Yeah, we do.
What's yours?
Mine is a Migos and Youngboy song. It's called Need It.
Band.
It's a rap
energy,
song.
high energy.
You know that one?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with Migos. Yeah,
It's a good one.
Obviously, keep it the same
Atlanta
all year.
Yes, so we have the opportunity to pick like 3 of them, and they can rotate them. But I just pick one. So it was the same as last year, and last year was good for me. So I was just decided why not just keep it the same.
So you probably don't know this well, but I own the pro wrestling company here in town, right? So all of I do, and all my performers, they all have walkout music, right? They all have intro music. So mine is T.I.'s "Bring 'Em Out" because there's a lyric where it hits Albuquerque, and that's when I come out, like during the Albuquerque lyric, right? Now,
That's
also
hard.
in that song is the Bay Area and Sacktown. So strong consideration at your next level. We have the same walkout music. "Bring 'Em Out" by T.I.
I could dig it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very good walkout song, man.
it is.
Bands
It's literally "Bring Them Out."
Bring 'Em
It's
Out.
right
I
in
mean,
the
it's right
title.
there.
Yeah, you can't get any better than that.
Now, Vans, of course, is the Beverly Hills Cop theme song, which is equally good.
Yeah.
But you don't utilize it enough.
Well, actually, it's Motorhead's "Ace of Spades" is my walkout music, but that's very close.
How many
it's
people
incredibly close.
How many people does that hit with?
6 or 7.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 or 7.
Was that part of your consideration, Will? Like, will the crowd get this?
On my walkout
Yeah.
song, I just wanted something that was going to get me in the mindset to go and mash a baseball.
Boom.
And that's kind of just what I went with.
So it's worked like 13 times this year?
Yeah.
Super. That's the number of home runs, Steve.
Correct.
Will has 13.
I'm just wondering how many walkout songs have you had? Like, did you have walkout song when you're in Little League?
No,
Or is that a
definitely
new-
not. But
new thing?
they definitely do that now.
They do.
But no, not even through high school, I didn't have one. Junior college was the first time that I ever had a walkout song.
They ever played the wrong one and you just can't do anything on the
Yes,
bus?
only like once or twice, but that's definitely, it throws you way off when they play someone else's walkout song, and you're walking up and instantly it's not yours. For a second, you're just like, what? And then you just gotta keep moving.
The best one I've ever seen was I was broadcasting women's softball, Southern Illinois University, and whoever the girl was going up, they hit the national anthem like on accident. And then the whole crowd,
everybody stood up, made a bet. Yeah.
That's the one. Well, you're gonna have a big weekend. We are excited for you. And then, as we mentioned, the Mountain West tournament starts next Wednesday. Not looking past this weekend by any means, but be aware, friends of the show, you will have opportunity to listen to that right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal. But if you want to watch Will play in person, you can do it this weekend. The game tomorrow, first pitch is at 6. The game on Friday is at 2. Is that correct?
That's
and
right.
Then it is a Saturday matinee. It is a noon first pitch for the Lobos on a senior day, celebrating you.
Celebrating me
Isn't that crazy?
and 14 others.
Isn't that
That's awesome.
crazy?
Yeah.
Your family coming out? What's the plan?
They are. My mom's going to be out, my 2 sisters, some grandparents. Yeah,
Okay.
we got a lot of people to host.
They've been out a ton. Like, do you take them to Sadie's and stuff? Like, what's your move?
That's funny you mentioned that because I am going to take them to Sadie's
Yeah.
this time. But in the past, no, they haven't been to Sadie's. My little sister loves Whataburger for some reason, so we're going to go there.
She don't know
probably.
yet. She's just
She does not know about Sadie's yet, but she will.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to hit her with the Blake's Lotto Burger.
That's a good
Throw
spot,
her a
too.
little local twist.
I'm a big Stripes guy, though. I like Stripes a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, Stripes is good.
Yeah,
It's
support the troops.
to me, it's about 6-6 diner. Like, if you're gonna sit down with the family,
Yeah.
like get the full experience, 6-6 diner is a reason alone to come to Albuquerque. That place is so good. Yeah. So, Will, you're the best.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Will.
Yeah.
Whenever we get
Good
back, whenever we get back from the
Thank
break, the St. Louis Cardinals did not win 10 games in a row.
Oh, this is what the friends of the show want to hear about.
That might actually be the whole segment.
Have they
right
won
there.
Okay,
10?
right there, already done.
No, they lost today.
Oh.
They won 9 in a row.
Oh.
Will, how hard is it to win 9 baseball games in a row?
Incredibly difficult.
Steve?
Tell him why.
I just asked if that was the total that they've won this season.
And Will's childhood hero, Matt Carpenter, retired today. Did you have that dude when you were coming up? Was there a player you're like, when I grow up?
He wasn't still active, but Ted Williams was always the one I looked up to.
Dang.
Okay.
That's a crazy poll, right? Not really.
Well, he's a pull hitter. I mean, this is
Oh, he sprayed it to all fields,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah,
You read the Art of Baseball when you were younger?
like 1,500 times.
Yeah.
I have it sitting next to my bed right now.
Beautiful.
you know, if he was playing in Albuquerque, he'd hit into the right field when the sun's setting. That was his approach. I don't know if that's happening. Will Ashby, you're the best. Thank you. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. 2 Men On. We're live at the Albuquerque Duke store. All right, Zay, pull up your algorithm. It's time for Zay's algorithm.
Full on surprise. I like
It is our favorite segment of the day where we see what things are influencing Zay's life.
So the first thing I see is a trade proposal. The Mavericks get LeBron and Bronny. The Lakers get Cooper Flag.
And I don't hate it.
That's hilarious.
I don't hate it at all.
Yeah, I think it's good futuristic move, but probably not realistic at all.
If you're going to tell me that the Mavericks are not willing to trade a first-round draft pick and arguably the best player on their team, I can give you a very recent example of them doing it. Everything is on the table.
Your boy Cam Ward is opening up his season opener against Bo Nix and the Broncos, so that'll be a nice matchup.
Well, Cam Ward's a team player, so he doesn't. It's not Cam Ward's opener. Okay, It is whatever team he's on, which I've already forgot about.
Yeah, he's on the Titans. So
all right,
it's definitely a Cam Ward opener.
Got it.
They're getting throttled.
Okay, let's see here.
So you're cherry picking. We want them in order.
Is this on the Instagram or what?
It's his algorithm.
Anything that's radio appropriate, we want it in order.
Exactly.
Yeah,
This
you can't.
X/Twitter app is.
I know you got a lot of gym thoughts on there.
Is that what you got?
Yeah.
Nah.
A lot of thirst trap gals on there. That kind of thing.
Yeah, no, not really thirst traps. So the Cowboys, they play the Chiefs on Christmas Day.
Oh, okay.
And now there's a big argument going on
about how the Cowboys are trying to ruin your Christmas.
Well, necessarily people debating if the Chiefs have now overtaken the Cowboys as America's team.
Oh, done happened.
And I actually was incorrect. They play on Thanksgiving.
Oh, they're going to ruin your Thanksgiving. Well, the Cowboys always play on Thanksgiving, so that don't matter.
Yes, yeah, that was a guarantee. But the Lions and Cowboys, both of them play on Thanksgiving and Christmas. So the Lions play the Vikings on Christmas. The Cowboys play the Commanders.
All right, now, who do the Cowboys play the Commanders on Christmas?
Yes.
All right.
That's
the NFL
some rough holidays for Cowboys
There's going to be a
fans.
lot of divorcing coming.
They put the Cowboys on every single, they got the season opener, then they put them on Christmas, which I don't remember them being on Christmas. And then they all, of course, put them on Thanksgiving.
So they're like the Jets now, like every primetime game.
Cowboys sign Aaron Rodgers?
That'd be sick. All right, keep it moving.
We got this could be the best chance the Knicks have of winning the championship in 30 years.
That's just a fact. That's not even an exciting one.
Not even the Carmelo Jr. days?
Definitely not those days. The last best chance the Knicks had at winning was when they had Larry Johnson and Allen Houston and that squad. Like I was going to keep naming
Charlie Ward.
Oh, Charlie Ward was definitely on that. I think because we said Cam Ward, that threw me off.
Yeah.
Latrell, like Chris Dudley, like that team. So what was that, 99?
They're on the cusp.
Yeah.
Chris Dudley.
Trust me.
Okay.
Next.
Has the Knicks won their series? The current series they're playing?
They're
one game away.
Is
I
that
see.
is
They
that
are
tonight?
And the Celtics are Tatumless.
Yeah, a little off subject, of course, 50 Cent. I put this in the chat.
The
50
Knicks are
Cent,
chasing 4 right now against the Celtics. Sorry, 50 Cent.
He's
Many
he
men.
just wants everybody to know that if you're having a bad day, you could always be Diddy. And to cheer up, young fella.
Oh, okay. Talking about B2K.
Well, I don't know how they might be, like I said before, they might be victims as far as
Statistically, it's incredibly likely that they're victims.
Diddy is like Pete Rose, but not. Yeah, like way worse.
But caught in his prime.
Yeah.
This is a little after his prime, I think.
If B2K was his
not prime music production, like
yeah,
prime
freak off.
Yeah.
They're called freak offs, Steve.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Josh Giddey
Did you see that picture of Diddy in court, all gray haired and wrinkly and stressed out, and just looking awful. Did you catch
Is there
that
an
one? Was that one on your
actual-
algorithm today?
Is there an actual like picture or is it like a drawing? I've seen a drawing.
The drawing's bad too. Yeah. I think it looks so bad because he's a few quarts low.
Of what?
Oil.
That was a baby oil joke?
That was. Yes, it was.
Do you want to apologize right now?
Yeah.
That's the worst joke you ever told on the show.
Yeah.
It's so bad you
Well,
did a
no,
little, you did a
that's-
little giggle at the end to make us know it was a joke.
No, I did the little grin, suck back, little. That was an incredible joke. Everyone else is welcome besides you.
Last
What's
one,
this-
Isaiah.
Sorry, go ahead.
This upsets me. It's Post Malone in a Chiefs uniform. Post Malone's supposed to be a Cowboys fan.
Oh no.
Yeah.
He's got a Cowboys themed Raising Cane's restaurant in Dallas.
Yeah, so he's canceled.
Was he performing a concert in Kansas City? Because that's what they all do.
When I saw Garth Brooks, he definitely wore a Royals jersey the whole time
Where'd you see him?
in Kansas City. All right, so I'm looking at this thing that Isaiah's talking about. I just pulled it up. There are lots of pictures of him in Kansas City gear. He's legitimately a Kansas City fan. He has a Kansas City tattoo.
We got an AFC team too, though, right?
It's
Yeah,
right.
maybe is he? You think he's one of those AFC, NFC?
Gotta be.
Oh, this is bad. He got the Kansas City tattoo over the top of a Dallas Cowboys tattoo.
Jeez.
Oh, and an autograph by Patrick Mahomes. Oh,
Oh, this.
oh,
is a real
and
good
Travis Kelce. Oh, also this might be a Captain America tattoo. I get them confused.
That's weak.
one. There's a guy named Johnny Broom who
Okay.
had a terrible.
Mobster.
No, he played for Auburn, but he had a terrible vertical leap in the NBA Combine, and Duolingo quote retweeted it and advertised their app for learning Chinese. And if you guys know, the reference to go learn Chinese is the #1 insult for anybody trying to play in the NBA because they're saying, yeah, get ready to learn Chinese. You're going to be playing in Shanghai. And Duolingo, the official page, tweeted that out.
24.5-inch standing vertical. Now I
And
watched
all
the.
4 of us could eclipse that. I promise.
He is almost 7 foot tall. Jumping is not terribly important to him.
When I'm looking at his form, didn't really bend the knees, Steve.
Well, here's in context. Desmond Watson is 6'6", 464 pounds. That is the offensive lineman for the Florida Gators that I believe just got picked up by the Buccaneers.
Why
He
do you
had a
know
higher
that?
vertical. He had a higher vertical. And he's 6'6", 464 pounds.
He's going to do some damage in the middle of that defensive line. I'm stoked to see
To
it.
his knees.
I'm stoked to see it.
Yes,
He got 3 good years in this league.
if that.
Yeah, Duolingo.
He will
Take it
never
low, though.
ever tackle Ashant Genty.
By the way, good job to Duolingo. That's incredible. Top
really good
shelf
marketing.
shade.
You get paid if you have a tweet that blows up, they'll pay you for it.
And if you have one in Chinese, do you still get paid?
Yes, because there's translators.
You get paid millions more.
Of
Yen.
that's Japan, isn't it?
It's minus
Dong.
30%. Excuse me.
I believe it's dong.
Dong is Vietnamese.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Yen is Japanese. Dong is Vietnamese.
Won.
Won is Chinese.
Yeah. Won is also Hispanic.
What's a loony?
Like Bugs Bunny, Porky Pig, like those guys.
A toonie?
Yeah.
That's Canadian, Steve.
Looney.
Loonies and toonies are Canadian.
They went away from the loony.
A toonie.
It's just $1 now.
Oh, is it a Canadian dollar?
Yeah.
A toonie is a $2.
A loony and a toonie.
A loony and a toonie.
I remember that. I've been to Canada.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was their name? Who took you?
It was in Halifax.
No clue.
It's Nova Scotia.
Yes, way up there.
Is that where they filmed Lord of the Rings?
Perhaps.
He said, "Hey, Steve, do you want to go to Halifax?" He said, "Yes, Nova Scotia."
Couple quarts short.
Wow. Just bookend that whole conversation, didn't we?
It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, live from the Duke Store, the sports channel. Where the New York Knicks are currently chasing 4 against the Boston Celtics. It's early in that one. The Knicks, of course, lead the series 3-1. This game is in Boston. Steve, you are a Celtics fan.
They're going to win tonight.
That's your thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had this same advantage last night, 2 nights ago.
Well, I heard they lost one of their players.
Are you talking about St. Louis native Jason Tatum?
Correct.
He gone. Did the Achilles.
It didn't look like it felt too good.
Derek White putting the team on his back.
I used to know this cat named Derek White. Used to drive around town.
What was the conversation? What he had 42 in that game, and then he blew out his Achilles, and then they lost.
Is that accurate?
Something to
that is correct. That is correct, Steve. Thank you.
He had 42 on a bad Achilles. Like, think if he was healthy.
No, I think it was at the end of the game. I think he went down.
Yeah, but it was. I mean, it was definitely
after he had 42.
Dang, if he would have only scored 38 and then took a nice nap.
Yeah.
This ever be having this conversation.
Yeah.
I do need to, while we're talking about basketball, apologize to the friends of the show because the Cleveland Cavaliers have been officially faded from the NBA playoffs, and I am a liar.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're accepting responsibility for your comment.
Yeah.
Was it a week ago?
Well, I made the comment before the NBA messed up and said that Tyrese Halliburton sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And after that was not.
So you're not really taking responsibility.
It's not about responsibility.
I didn't just apologize, but now it's not your fault.
Now, I don't know if you've ever heard this phrase, but I didn't drop the ball on this one.
I think you did. Aren't you in control of your own comments?
It's like you put another variable into the equation, though. The problem I solved was correct. You came in here and threw in an unhinged Tyrese Halliburton. No one could have been ready for that. It's like when your favorite Pokemon goes into rage.
I don't know what that
You
means.
said Cleveland wouldn't lose a game until they got to the championship series.
I did say that.
Yeah.
Now they're not even going to get there.
It was true until they started losing, though.
Right.
Yeah.
You were right up until that point, until game one.
Well, and for some time, Cleveland was like, hey, we're going to be an incredible team and move the ball, and we're going to do it better than anyone you've ever seen do it. And then Tyrese Halliburton said he took that personally.
No, I think it's more Rick Carlisle took that personally and said, I've been waiting to expose your flaws all year. Wait for this.
I feel like I have a pretty good handle on the NBA. I feel like I'm an authority of what the NBA is. Could not have been more wrong about this.
What's the stat? I think I saw it earlier that the Indianapolis lost 5 games at home, or no, opposite.
Well, it would be so
Cleveland.
They only lost 15 games in total if you count the playoffs, and of the 15 games in total that they lost all year, they lost 7 of them to the Pacers.
Yeah, it was just Cleveland. Yeah,
this is the one team that they lost to. They were 2-7 against them all year.
Like 0-5 at home at their place.
Yeah,
like crazy,
critical failure stuff. And a lot of people were talking about at the end of the year, they weren't playing their starters at the end of the regular season. There was all those like weird little, don't put a jinx on or whatever verbiage you want to use. But you see this kind of stuff in the NFL where it's like, do you sit them before the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it looks like it ended up hurting them. Also, like Mitchell didn't do anything from the charity stripe. And I mean, that's kind of that real.
That helps a lot. And Carlisle just had their number. Like, he just knows how to beat that team, and they're young. Like, the Cavs are stacked and they're young. They got assets. They'll be back.
And then a lot of people who put slight on a team, they get called haters or whatever. Because I do think a lot of people were saying that the Cavaliers were frauds. A lot of people were saying the East was weak. A lot of people were saying they just kind of ran the gambit on excuses.
Yeah.
Turns out they were absolutely right.
All I heard about was Cleveland and OKC.
That was the conversation. Not the game. Yeah, not the game. There you go. Tough loss for they. And it looks like they'll be joined by the Boston Celtics after tonight. Sorry, Steve.
Yeah, well, it's always next year.
The Knicks have
Not for Jason Tatum.
at the end of the first quarter, the Knicks have taken the lead. It is now 32-30, and the Bostons couldn't even hold it through 25%. Once they get into the bench, it will get much worse.
They need a new coach. It's the coach's fault.
No. No, they lost Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
15.
They were down like 10, though. They were down like 10 points when he went down.
And Jason Tatum's terrible. That's right.
Boston's trying to do this. They're trying to win how Steph won his, and they don't have the shooters to do so. I mean, the first game of the season, they broke the record for the most threes attempted. And then somewhere near the end of the season, they broke the record for the most missed threes. Golden State didn't ever do that.
Yeah, the big difference, though, is Jason Tatum can play all parts of basketball, and Steph Curry can only shoot threes.
Yeah, so Tatum needs to get his butt in paint.
He had 42 points on a broken leg. He's a hero.
They shouldn't be down the way they are.
The only player better in the
It's
playoffs.
not Jason Tatum's fault.
No, definitely not. He's a stud.
Kind of. A little.
Why? He shot too much?
Missed a bunch of three-pointers.
Hey, not
On
having
his way to
Tatum,
42.
not having Tatum is this team's Achilles heel. So he was a few quarts short, man.
Mm-hmm. Lube up the Achilles. Does that help? You can use that one later.
It rolls up the back of your leg. Be a little
Have you
ball.
ever torn yours?
No, I saw one time in a pickup basketball game.
Yeah, I've heard it's like
springs
a
up.
fruit roll up.
Yeah, it's like a fruit roll up.
It's gross.
And you can push it with your finger
Ugh.
on the outside. Steve, think about,
Painful.
have you ever got a deep tissue massage, maybe from a person from a different country?
No.
Okay. So
Like,
it's
like Canada,
like Canada.
like in Nova Scotia.
Like in Halifax?
When you were
Yep.
yeah. So you know how are you familiar with like Middle Eastern barbers and how they'll like after they cut your hair they'll like blah, 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 and just, like slap the stuff out of you?
No.
Okay, let me
I
try.
am. I've done one of those. It's pretty fun, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Where
that.
do you do that?
I just said the Middle East.
Oh, you have to be in the Middle East.
I
to do
don't think you have to. I
it.
do.
Well, that's why I said, where do you get one done?
Did
Here
you
in
get
Albuquerque?
Did you get it done here in Albuquerque?
No, it was in El Paso.
Oh,
So
well,
you can go to El
makes sense.
Paso. I recently learned.
That makes sense.
So and they do like it's like a massage, but they like bruise you and harm you during. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Steve, it's like they make your the elbows into weapons and then use that to, through some sort of pseudoscience,
hurt you.
but heal you.
I'll have to look that up.
You know, whenever you had like an ignorant, like the pain, what is it? Pain is just weakness or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
something
that's
that
leaving
was
your
on like a
body.
No Fear T-shirt.
Yeah,
in like the 90s.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what they do to the fruit roll up of Achilles up the back of your calf.
Yeah, no fun.
All right. You remember whenever, like as a kid, you would watch cooking shows on PBS?
No.
All right. What channel did you watch your cooking shows on?
PBS.
All right. So, man, what was the name of that British lady you really liked who cooked on
Julia Child?
Yeah, Julia Child.
Boom.
So
Legend.
You remember when you watched legendary Julia Child on PBS as a kid?
Mhm.
And she would get,
Paula Deen.
and she, all right, Paula Deen as well, yes.
She's canceled, I think.
Oh,
Slightly.
because of you.
Now she's back.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
After the
America won.
election.
Yeah. So, do you remember when she would take a rolling pin
Yes.
and roll out dough
Mm-hmm.
on a table?
Yes.
That's what it's like.
I can imagine. You've done a really good job of explaining that to me.
Okay. Do you remember when you were a kid and you would get a
Can we go through the Mighty Ducks movie one
a
time, please? Or
you-
was it?
you would get like
It was a
Ducks?
Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
Yes, Steve. Yes,
a
it
little
was.
plastic jar of Play-Doh? You remember that? In the yellow
Plastic
jar.
jar?
It was a yellow.
I remember the containers. The top was plastic. The outside of the container was cardboard.
It's like a little yellow plastic.
If it was yellow, yes.
Okay.
Could be red, could be blue.
But it said Play-Doh on it, and
Yeah, it
inside
did.
there was Play-Doh.
Yes.
Okay. So do you remember it
Wasn't a plastic jar though.
It was like a little plastic jar, and it had a little, like a pop top to keep the freshness of the Play-Doh end. You know what I'm
Correct.
talking about? Okay.
Yes.
So when you would pull it out in a clump, you would put it through the little squeezy boy to make the star shape.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Is that the feeling?
So that's what it's like.
Now I understand.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
All right, you ever had an Otter Pop? You know what an Otter Pop is, Steve?
No.
Okay. So an Otter Pop, it's like a frozen ice.
Yeah. I've had those where it's in a plastic thing.
It's in a little plastic sleeve.
You
Yeah.
just squeeze them up.
And then, well, a lot of people squeeze them up. A lot of people will get a pair of kitchen shears and they will cut the top.
Right.
And then they'll squeeze it up. Now, if you're a bad dude like me, you just break it over the middle over your knee, the way that Bo Jackson would break a baseball bat over his thigh.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'd have two smaller Otter Pops to share with friends.
Would that be in the neighborhoods of St. Louis?
Where I grew up, yeah.
Correct.
And then you would then squeeze them technically up, but to the middle. And it's like that. That's what it's like when you have the little roll up on your Achilles. Did that analogy help?
That one wasn't as good as the other ones.
All right, do you want me to try one more?
If you got one. We got nothing but time.
2 men on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Duke store where during the break, Steve Palmisano asked me to apologize for the last segment.
Well, we're waiting.
I am sorry.
Okay, good.
Enjoyed this time with you here today.
It's been good.
Yeah. What was your favorite part, and why was it Will Ashby?
Because it's it's cool to be around those young kids, full of life, everything ahead of them, including a 3-game set against Fresno State to win the league.
Fresno
title.
State and the UNM Lobos are currently tied for second.
Oh, but they have a possibility of winning the whole.
That is accurate.
Correct.
Yeah.
Second's important too, though.
Is it?
Yeah. I don't know if you're listening,
You're
but
either first or you're
Coach
last.
Todd-
Nobody remembers the in between.
Coach Todd Brown told us that it's a play-in game, but if you're first or second in the Mountain West Conference, you get a bye.
You get a bye.
Right.
It's 2025.
So
So
regardless, if they have to win 2 of 3, at least this weekend.
if they win 2 of 3, they get a bye. If they win 3 of 3, they will also get a bye. So you might as well just win 3 of 3.
That's a big difference.
You could also be in first.
Correct.
I like this song.
Is this Migos? Migos?
How'd you know?
It's
a remix.
the only band
It's a
I've heard
remix.
today. Is it?
There was once a time where they could have gotten away with it.
Who's they?
Migos. They were, I think they did a country song.
Is this because one of them's dead? Is that why the time's over?
No, they had broke up before he died.
I also don't know which one died. Was it-
Kickoff died.
Was that Peter, Paul, or Mary? It's a different band. That's a... Did it Puff the Magic Dragon?
So you guys are going to do the game tomorrow? Or be at the game? Do the show
We should
tomorrow
go to the
at
game.
the game?
tomorrow. I mean, we low-key would need permissions for that we haven't put in place yet. But it's strong, maybe.
I mean, I find
With my little eye.
it's better to apologize than ask permission. So.
How long's the show tomorrow?
6:15. Seems doable.
Wrap it up.
Then we-
Stay right there.
then
Watch the game.
And we could run over to Ice House Park and do crosstalk with Sushan from right there.
Love all of this.
Let's ask him whenever we get back from the break. Josh Sushan joins us after this. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Welcome back to Two Men On, where Francina Walker joins us.
It's pretty sweet.
I feel like I'm at the game.
She the PA announcer.
Turn the ambient up.
Turn it up.
Josh Sushan is with us. Josh, welcome.
You really hear Francina that loud and clear right now?
It is incredibly loud and clear.
She's really good at her job.
I was looking around. It's like somebody walk in the store. I didn't even see him.
I think she's here.
Wow, that's interesting because I've got earbuds on, so the mic is like an eighth of an inch from my mouth.
That's hot.
And yet you hear Francina better than me.
I feel like Francina has Duke's gear. Steve, thoughts?
Do you have? Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Do you have your phone on voice isolation?
Oh, that's a good one.
I would have to know what voice isolation is in order to put my phone on that. But I'm also through my laptop, and I don't know what voice isolation is on my laptop either.
No.
Well, okay.
Next time.
Problem solved.
If you want to send IT over, then that's fine. We can do that.
What's it? John Traub can help you out, I bet.
Oh, he would know. Yeah.
You totally know.
Now, I got a weird question. Josh, what the heck happened last night?
Did you boys see the fire? Did you smell it when you were leaving the studio?
I drove by it. I was a block away from it, driving to Corrales so that I could get after the show drunk. And it was very substantial. And apparently, Isotopes Park was up in smoke. Is that correct?
Oh, come on. It's not up in smoke.
Was it covered in smoke?
It was very smoky. It was definitely smoky. So the way the wind was blowing, it basically blew that smoke directly to the ballpark. And what was interesting is talking to people is that first base coach, first baseman, right fielder, first base dugout, fans on the first base side of the ballpark, you see the trend here. Those are the ones that felt it the most. Third baseman, third base dugout, left field, press box, like I barely smelt it didn't impact my voice at all, didn't impact my eyes, but those who were down on the field, especially again, right side of the diamond, they felt it the most. They were talking to each other. I was told after the game that the pitcher for Tacoma came out after 3 innings because he was having problems breathing.
Ooh.
And at first I just thought it was just like an altitude thing. I mean, that happens a lot. Maybe it was a combination of altitude and the smoke from the fire. Maybe it was just straight fire. Who knows? But, after 6 innings, the umpires got together with the managers of each team, groundskeeper, Judd Traub was down there, and ultimately it's the decision of the umpires, but they make a group decision, really. They're not going to just unilaterally, make a decision like that. They're talking to everybody about what they're feeling and smelling and those kind of issues. Some people weren't feeling it at all down on the field, but yeah, they called it after 6 innings.
So do they make up the rest of it, or how does that work?
It's an official game. It's just like rain. If it pours and you finished 5 innings, then it's official game. So it's instead of a rain shortened, it's a air quality index shortened 6-inning game.
What did it smell like?
It smelled like smoke.
Was there
wood fire, or was it chemical smell? Or was it?
I didn't smell anything in the press box myself, so I think it was more about just getting in people's lungs and heart problems breathing. But put it this way: there was no embers at the field. There was no anything like that. But especially when the wind picked up, it definitely blew it over to the park more. We had some killer photos and video images because of that.
But it wasn't just like a big hot box over there?
A big what?
Like from the heat of the fire?
No.
Oh, okay. I wasn't there.
So now you gotta go to spring training, you gotta practice, you have to train, and now to play in Albuquerque, you got to train at a Snoop Dogg concert too, apparently, to get used to all this smoke in your lungs. Right? Yeah, that'll help you out. Could you see the fire from the booth? You kind of angled that way a little bit.
When I was talking to you boys yesterday at about this exact time, I remember looking over going, what's all that smoke? And I almost said something on the air hey, do you guys see that smoke over in your studio? But I didn't say anything. We were talking about whatever super interesting topic, and I didn't bring it up. But yeah, I definitely saw it during this time of the day.
I'm trying to come up with a bunch of smokers playlist jokes because you know how during rain delays they have like certain songs that always play.
Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Yeah, but like, what are the?
How about that Deep Purple "Smoke on the Water"?
Yeah,
excellent.
There's no water.
Good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't Let Me Down by the Chainsmokers.
Oh.
Up in Smoke by Sublime.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Steve.
She was smoking. I don't know.
What is that?
I don't know.
I kind of don't have anything else. Smoke Two Joints. That's also a
More Sublime. A lot of.
Smoking in the Boys Room.
Oh, good one.
Brownsville Station. What's up?
Or you can hear us at Isotopes Park while you're smoking in the boys' room.
Otis
No,
Reddick.
there's no smoking allowed anywhere at Isotopes Park. Get it straight.
They don't even have a little section out there in right field anymore.
Nope, not anymore.
When
Long
is-
time ago.
When that's a gone.
Gone. Almost every stadium and place in the country is like that now.
I mean, I like that because I don't smoke, so that doesn't affect me negatively. And I also really like when Van's uncomfortable.
I quit smoking years ago.
Yeah, but there was a period, right?
Yeah.
Like when we would fly somewhere and like your palms would get all sweaty and anxious.
Well, not necessarily. When I was
You also
just an
drink.
absolute nicotine junkie,
Yeah.
it was only alcohol induced. So
You drink when we fly.
yeah, so actually yes.
There's a game tonight. Tell us about it, Sush.
It's game 2 of 6, Tacoma at Albuquerque. And the boys got to try and figure out a way to score some more runs. They've, this month, small sample size, where it's May 14th, but nonetheless, Ides of May tomorrow. 229 batting average for the Topes this month. That is the second lowest in the PCL. So, got to figure out a way to get the bats going. And tonight would be a good time to do that.
More time in Albuquerque at home at this elevation without smoke is going to help the Albuquerque Isotopes. Am I correct here?
As long as anywhere in the sentence, the phrase "without smoke," yes, that'll help.
That'll help a lot. I mean, they're lucky that Topes didn't get to play the last 3 innings because I could smell a comeback coming.
Yeah, they were on it.
No, wait, that was smoke. That was smoke.
Their bats were heating up.
Yeah.
Almost on fire.
Let's get the bats going of Ezekiel Tovar and Tyler
gonna be
Freeman
lit,
and Aaron
for
Shunk, the 3 rehabbing guys. They're still here. Game 4 for all 3 of those guys. And they're reaching they're very close. Today might be the final game for any of them. They're going to get reevaluated after the game / tomorrow. And we'll see what's next. Rockies have a day off tomorrow.
That's wild.
And so come Friday, we'll see if any of these guys are still with us or whether they're back in the majors.
Now, how are the Rockies doing since the managerial change?
They are 0-2.
Okay.
But they're hitting good.
Well, now was it Saturday?
We love Jordan Pacheco, but so far
Jordan's
no.
making his mark right away. I guarantee it.
So Saturday they lost. I want to make sure I remember 3 touchdowns to nothing, and then that was the end of
a 3-score game.
It was a 3-score game.
Yeah.
21 rip, and then that's whenever changes had to be made.
Apparently.
Yeah, so Bud Black still managed one more game. He managed Sunday.
Oh, they won
Went
that
out a
game.
winner. Yeah,
Yeah.
they won a winner. Yeah, basically, pretty much as soon as the game ended, the announcement was made that Bud was fired.
Okay.
So the decision was made sometime between. It was made sometime Saturday night, Sunday.
So there's still time for.
Still time.
Yeah,
A lot of baseball left. Have you ever seen a manager get tossed and then try to toss the umpires? Because that happened about an hour ago in the D-backs game. Torey Lavolo tried to eject the umpires.
Yeah, I feel like, okay, so nowadays it's pretty rare for managers to get ejected, right? Because if you're upset about a call, then you just challenge it, right? But I want to say that, all the legends, Lasorda, Earl Weaver, Billy Martin, all the guys who were known for getting ejected a lot. I think Bobby Cox might have the record. I feel like those guys would put on a show and do that a lot.
Feels like I saw Lasorda do that once or twice.
I like the theater of it.
Yeah, it's by
Oh,
design.
you're ejecting me.
You
No,
rally,
I'm
you rally the
ejecting
crowd, you rally the team. Yeah.
No, you're gone. No, you're gone.
If I kicked a official out of a game, I would go and get like someone that doesn't have authority to like present as an authority figure. So I would go and get like whoever like chases the foul ball down the third line.
Yeah.
And be like, tell them to go.
Escort them out kindly.
Yeah, make them go. Like, you know, in WWE when they bring in fake security, like that kind of thing. Actually, I would be so misbehaved. I would also be kicked out the next game before the next game started.
Well, I've definitely seen that where, you know, the whole plate meeting to go over ground rules and exchange lineup cards, and the manager gets objected again. That's definitely happened before. I can't remember who off the top of my head, but I 100% know that's happened.
From whatever happened the night before.
Yes.
Have you ever seen?
And I was going to say that I've even seen where like the manager just starts like throwing stuff out onto the field, right? Whether it's baseballs or helmets or gum or whatever. And the poor bat boy's got to like go out there and pick it up. And then the manager starts yelling at him, like, don't pick it up. You know, like make the, like the umpire's going to, like the umpire's not going to pick it up. The poor bat boy has to pick it up.
It's a hard life being a bad boy. Except you get $100 a pop from every player on the team, and that's sweet. No one's talking.
Incredible.
Off the record.
Put that in trust.
Where's the key to the batter's box?
How are these umpires going to get through the game if they have to keep sweeping all this dirt off of the plate? They'll never make it.
Josh, I'm going to drive around town and look for fires, but I think you're going to have a good game tonight.
All right, thank you. Tyler Freeman's the pregame guest. He's really, really good.
Is he funny?
Yeah.
I
No, it's more just like down to earth, like really happy to be here kind of guy.
I like
some
that.
Cute stories. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Isaiah back at the studio.
I don't know how much better the air quality is going to be because Josh is going to be cooking.
Oh,
so it's still going to be very smoky at Isotopes Park.
That's a good one.
Actually, Jim Griego does the cooking there.
Nice. Steve Palmisano,
executive chef.
I'm good. Thanks for being here.
Good job, everyone.
See you tomorrow, Parker.
You're listening to the Jim Rome Show.
Come to find out, the LA Lakers are